Hey everyone, welcome to Upseekin Lighthouse, which is New Jersey's tallest lighthouse and the country's third tallest lighthouse. We're here in Atlantic City and my name is Jean Mushanek. I'm the director here. I'm so very happy that you're able to spend some time learning all of the interesting facts about Upseekin Lighthouse. It's a 2-acre property and we have a replica keeper's cottage as well as a 21-bed community garden on our outdoor property. We host a lot of weddings and events here under normal conditions, but we'll get back there one day. So right now I'd like to invite you inside so you can see our museum and gift shop area, and of course stay tuned for a fabulous climb to the top of Upseekin Lighthouse. So now we're inside the head keeper's cottage, and what you're looking at is an old print depicting the time period 1927. And that's showing both the head keeper's cottage as well as the assistant keeper's cottage. The head keeper lived here and 2 families shared that home. That's the site of our community garden now. So panning out a little bit, we're in an area that is an exact replica from the head keeper's cottage home. And that is the fireplace and the staircase area. The rest of this area has been modified to accommodate our gift shop as well as our museum. These are the oldest pictures of the lighthouse, earliest when it was on the ocean. And that's our most frequently asked question is, did they move the lighthouse? And in 1879, the high tide watermark got so close that it was right up to the anchors that we saw outside earlier in the video. So the city did a landfill, and we always tell people, nope, they didn't move the lighthouse, they moved the ocean. So now, come on in here. This is our area where we have lots of memorabilia and old pictures and photographs. And then one thing that I'm really happy about is that we're able to offer our differently abled audience a chance to see a live view from the top of the lighthouse. And this view here is called the ImadeItToTheTop.com. People can come right out this door and they can wave up to the camera so you can, so you can see what's going on right up there as people are emerging from their climb and catching their breath once they get to the top.
Hello, my name is Milton Glenn and I'm the educational coordinator here at the Upseekin Lighthouse. The reason that the lighthouse exists is really all due to a gentleman by the name of Dr. Jonathan Pitney. In May of 1854, Atlantic City was finally recognized as an actual town. And it was Dr. Jonathan Pitney, a Philadelphia physician, who was the man behind that. Dr. Pitney used to tell his customers or his patients all about this great little beach town that was wonderful as a healthcare resort. As people started coming down, more people realized, well, if folks are coming down, let's start building some hotels so they can stay. Let's start building some restaurants so they can get a wonderful meal. Let's start building some shops and stores so people can spend their money and help the local economy. And before you know it, Atlantic City became the town that we know it as today. Several years later, in January of 1857, the light was first lit January 15th, and the construction was overseen by Lieutenant George Meade. If you folks remember your Civil War history, years later, Lieutenant Meade was General George Meade, and he led the Union Army to victory at the Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah, what you're looking at is known as a Fresnel lens, named after the Frenchman who invented it. And this one is referred to also as the first order Fresnel lens, which is the largest one they made. And that system of prisms projected the light source to the horizon, and from that elevation, which is about 18.5 stories, the horizon is 37 kilometers, over 23 miles. Then when you consider the initial light source was a half a dozen kerosene lamps, it's kind of remarkable. For a first order lens, it is unique. Most of the first order lenses, which were the largest ones, and they're along the seacoasts because they projected the light the farthest, most of them have been replaced by more modern technology. As a matter of fact, this is still in its initial spot. The next one going south is in the lighthouse in North Carolina. Of course, the light was important for navigation at night, but ships also wanted to know where they were in the daytime. So they could see the lighthouse, and they knew that they were here because the colors on the outside were yellow, black, yellow. And that's called a day mark. And every lighthouse within about 400 miles has its own day mark. I understand they can be repeated after 400 miles, but you would hope your captain knew whether he was approaching New Jersey or North Carolina.
This is our first time here, and the gentleman who conducted Buddy, brilliant, fascinating, so informative, and we just had a wonderful time.
Wow. Yep. My name is Simone, and I want to welcome you to the Absecon Lighthouse. We are the tallest lighthouse in the state of New Jersey. And I'd like to welcome you to our gift shop, right? And I'd like to mention too, we are dog friendly. So here's our little mascot, Diamond Egypt, who is loved by the world. But we have various things here in our gift shop, very unique things. We've got our tote bags. We have our Cat's Meow Village, what everyone seems to enjoy. I didn't learn about that until I started volunteering here. Majority of our staff is volunteers, are volunteers, I should say, to keep our expenses down so we can put it back into keeping our doors open and our lighthouse in shape. Okay. We have other long sleeve shirts. We have jewelry here, puzzles, and we've got the Lighthouse Challenge t-shirt, which this year, because of what we're going through in the country, it's going to be virtual, but you're still able to purchase our t-shirts.
So that's a quick look at Absecon Lighthouse. Thanks so much for learning a little bit of our history, and we look forward to seeing you soon.